Okay, impact, finding more rotation through impact. A couple ways, if you have a tough time finding yourself coming into impact and you always look like you're square or slightly closed, I'm going to give you a couple ideas to help you find a bit more rotation through the head. Okay, so first is going to be, everyone's built differently. How your hips are, how your tibias rotate, how your feet are, how your ankles are all going to be factors on how open you get through impact. Okay, so we can't forget that part. How you move as a human is going to be a big impact on how you move as a golfer. But if you're looking to get more impact or more open through impact, a couple things you can do. One, you can start with this lead foot a little bit more pointed towards the target. What that's going to do is it's going to allow, so if I turn it in, right, the amount that my femur moves into my hip, so if I do that, so I'm going to hit end range pretty quickly. If I just flare that foot open, so I've saved some of this range, and you can see how much easier it is for me to rotate into that hip. Okay, so that's one way. That's going to affect a couple things in the backswing if we get it kicked really open, but you're going to have to play around with foot position to help that hip rotation. Okay, so if it's kicked all the way in, it's going to be tight. You open it up, oh, I got a lot more space. That's going to be easier. Okay, so that's going to be part one, how to find more rotation. Part two, I get set up. I get to the top of my backswing. Everyone, again, is a little bit different, but if I let my knee sort of travel this way a little bit, it's the same thing as letting my foot start open. My knee traveling this way is going to save a little bit of that internal rotation. If my knee stays and I go, bang, I'm going to hit that end range really quick in that hip. It's going to factor into up the chain how my upper body is going to react. Okay, so second part is we got let the knee move on the way back, and then as we start down, we're going to let it drift. We're going to save some of that internal, and then that's going to allow me to rotate through the ball a little bit more. Okay, so the third way that we can add more rotation, this one's pretty interesting because it's quite counterintuitive, like everything in golf. So what we're gonna do on this one is we're gonna get up to the top. I'll do it from this angle first. We're gonna get up to the top, good load. And as we start down, this is a little bit more of the Rory idea. We're gonna keep stretching, keeping our chest and hips back. So what that's gonna do, so if I go this way really quick and I'm up and my club's up, I've already used a lot of my range to rotate, okay? Where if I can keep creating stretch as I'm pushing, so I say I get to this spot, I've saved a lot of the rotation so I can let it out through the ball, versus if I use it really quick here, typically I might look more open, but as I come back to impact, I've sort of hit my max, say here, and then I'm coming back to impact, and I'm sort of going to be bunched up. My hips are probably going to be driving in, and then I'm sort of going to have that look. It's a hard, there's a couple guys that can do it super, you know, if you have a ton of range and you have a ton of strength, you might be able to get that way really quickly and sort of maintain it as you hit it. I just don't see that a ton, okay? So another way to think about it is I get up, a little bit more of a Rory, like I'm creating that stretch here. I've saved tons of range, so see where my pelvis is? Then I can really let it out as I hit it. I'll give one of those a hit. So those are the three ways to help you find. So I'm here, and as I rotate, I can really rotate around because I've saved some of that range. Right? And I'm allowing myself zero path there. I'm allowing myself to be a bit more patient in the transition, and then I can really create a nice rotation through the shot because I have room. I've created space through my foot position, through my knee position. I got lots of space in that hip to let it all go as I hit the shot. I think that's going to be a fun way for you to find more rotation through impact.